I never thought I'd be the woman who weaponizes an ultrasound photo. But there I was, 9 months along, heart pounding like a jackhammer in a Manhattan high-rise, sliding that grainy printout across the polished oak table at our lawyer's office. "This isn't just a kid, Jake," I hissed, my voice slicing through the air-conditioned hum. "This is leverage. And you're about to lose everything you schemed for." He laughed then, that cocky, East Coast finance bro chuckle that used to make my stomach flip, but his eyes darted to the door like a rat sensing the trap. The betrayal hit harder than the Braxton Hicks contractions ripping through me. He'd refused my ring, begged for my womb. And now, with his secret crumbling like cheap drywall, I was the one holding the sledgehammer. It started 2 years back, in the sticky summer of 23, when New York felt like one big pressure cooker of ambition and regret. I was Poppy Ellis, 28, a mid-level editor at a glossy mag downtown, the kind that peddles empowerment stories to women who secretly hate their lives. Jake Harlan was the golden boy from Connecticut, Yale econ grad, now slinging mergers at a Wall Street firm that rhymes with Goldman Sachs. We met at a rooftop party in Brooklyn, the kind where craft IPAs flow like apologies and everyone's lying about their therapy breakthroughs. He had that effortless charm, tousled blonde hair, a jawline that could cut glass, and a laugh that echoed off the skyline like he owned it. By Labor Day, we were inseparable: late-night dim sum in Chinatown, stolen weekends in the Hamptons, whispering futures over $18 avocado toast. But Jake had layers, like an onion from hell. He talked big about family, legacy, the whole white picket fence myth Americans cling to like a security blanket. "Poppy, babe," he'd say, tracing circles on my thigh in our cramped East Village walk-up. "I want a kid. Our kid. Something real in this fake-ass city. Marriage?" He'd dodge it like a cab in traffic. "Rings are just paper. Pop. It's the bond that counts." I bought it, hook, line, and that designer sinker, because who wouldn't? I was the girl from Ohio suburbs who'd traded cornfields for concrete dreams, chasing that elusive in a city that chews up romantics and spits out cynics. The first crack showed 6 months in, over Thanksgiving turkey at his parents' Greenwich estate. His mom, Evelyn, stepped forward with a side of passive aggression, cornered me in the sunroom, her pearls clinking like judgment bells. "Darling, Jake's always been selective. But family, that's non-negotiable." She slipped me a photo album, yellowed edges whispering secrets. Jake as a kid, beaming beside a stern old man in a 3-piece suit. Grandpa Harlan, oil baron turned real estate mogul, who'd built an empire on foreclosing dreams during the '08 crash. The family fortune, tucked in a trust. Ironclad. Heirs only. Legitimate ones. No bastards. No scandals. Jake was the last in line. And at 32, with his career teetering on a bad quarter, that trust was his parachute. I laughed it off then, chalking it up to wasp weirdness. But back in the city, Jake's pillow talk shifted. Imagine it. Pop, a little Harlan running around Central Park. My old man's ghost would finally shut up. He started pushing harder. Fertility apps on my phone. OBGYN appointments penciled in like board meetings. I resisted at first, career on the upswing, a promotion dangling like forbidden fruit, but damn if he didn't wear me down with those blue eyes and whispered promises. By spring, I was off the pill, charting cycles like a Wall Street trader. Positive test in June, blue lines that should have been confetti but felt like quicksand. Pregnancy in NYC is a contact sport, dodging tourists on the subway. haggling for a larger apartment in a market tighter than Jake's alibis. He was there for the ultrasounds, beaming at the grainy blobs like he'd invented sonograms. But the ring talk vanished faster than my waistline. Babe, we're solid. Marriage is for squares. I'd nod, ignoring the gnaw in my gut, because the kicks, those first flutters, made it feel worth it. Our kid. Our future. Then came the night that shattered the mirage. October 24. A Friday the 13th for the ages. I'd wrapped a killer issue at work, profiles on whistleblowers, the kind that makes CEOs sweat, and came home early to our new two-bedroom in Chelsea, courtesy of his bonus. Balloons on the fridge, takeout from our spot in Little Italy. But Jake was late. 10 p.m., then midnight. My texts, crickets. Panic set in around 2 a.m., that primal mom worry twisting like a knife. He stumbled in at 3:17, reeking of bourbon and Chanel No. 5, not mine. Lipstick on his collar. The shade called Betrayal red. Pop. It's nothing, he slurred, collapsing onto the couch. But I wasn't the forgiving type anymore. 9 months of hormones had forged me into something sharper. I grabbed his phone, unlocked the fool, and scrolled. Text to E, miss you.
Kitten.
Tonight was magic. Trust intact. Photos her. Leggy brunette in a power suit, laughing at Le Bernardine. Elena Vasquez, junior partner at his firm. The kind of woman who lunches at Per Se and weekends in the Berkshires. I confronted him at dawn, belly between us like a referee. Who the fuck is she? He didn't deny, worse. He justified. It's the job.
Pop.
Networking.
She's
influential. Lies piled like snow in a nor'easter. By noon, I was piecing it together, office gossip from a contact at work, whispers of Jake's side hustle. Not just an affair, a plot. Elena wasn't just arm candy, she was the key to the trust. Grandpa Harlan's will. To inherit, Jake needed a stable family unit. A wife.
heirs.
But me, unmarried. Ohio roots. Unpolished per Evelyn's emails I'd hacked from his laptop in a fit of rage. I was the trial run, the incubator for his heir. Disposable once the bun was baked. Deeper dig, the real gut punch. 2 years prior, Jake's firm had botched a merger, insider trading vibes. Millions evaporated. Sissy sniffing.
Careers on the line.
He'd pinned it on me, forged emails making it look like I'd leaked docs from a freelance gig I'd done for them. I took the heat, 6 months probation. Blackballed from finance writing. My name mud in editorial circles. For us. Pop, he'd sworn then, tears in his eyes. Our future. I believed him. Swallowed the shame. Rebuilt from scratch. All while he climbed. And scathed. Rage boiled over that weekend. I packed a bag, prenatal vitamins, laptop, the ultrasound pics, and crashed at my sister's in Queens. Jake's calls, a barrage of I'm sorry, and come back. For the baby. I ghosted. Plotted. Revenge isn't a dish, it's a slow roast. American style. Calculated. Crowdsourced. Viral if you play it right. I lawyered up a shark from Brooklyn named Rita, who ate trust funds for breakfast. He's got skeletons.
Poppy.
Let's rattle 'em. Weeks blurred into a haze of doctors' visits and dark web dives, my belly swelling like the lies between us. Jake played the penitent boyfriend, flowers at the office, voicemails crooning Dylan Thomas about the force that threw the green fuse drives. But I saw through it. The trust loomed, Grandpa Harlan's ghost rattling chains from beyond the grave. Inheritance Day, Jake's 33rd birthday, December 15th. If he showed up legitimately family-bound, poof, $50 million. Give or take market dips. No ring on my finger? Crumbs for him. Empire intact but heirless. Elena entered the fray like a tabloid villainess. I tailed them once. From a safe distance, me in a cab, waddling like a detective in a bad noir flick. They ducked into a speakeasy off Wall Street, her hand on his knee, laughter spilling like spilled secrets. My PI, a grizzled ex-cop named Marty, fed me the dirt, texts, hotel receipts, even a ring shopping spree at Tiffany's on 5th. For her. The kicker? Emails from Evelyn. Secure the line. Jacob. She's perfect, Vassar. Connections. The Ellis girl? A placeholder. Dispose cleanly. Placeholder. The word lodged in my throat like bad takeout. I'd borne his crime. His child. His bullshit. All for a placeholder slot. Nights alone. I'd pace my sister's spare room. Hand on the bump. Whispering to the kid. We're not pawns.
Bean.
We're queens. Therapy helped a no-nonsense shrink in Midtown who called it narcissistic supply chain. But revenge? That was DIY. Fueled by black coffee and Reddit threads on corporate karma. I started small, anonymous tips to Jake's HR about the affair. Nothing stuck. Elena's too connected. Him too silver-tongued. Then the hack deepened. Using a contact from my whistleblower days, a coder kid in Bushwick, I breached his cloud. Goldmine, voice memos plotting with Elena. The baby's timing is perfect, he drawled in one. Post-coital glow in his voice. Poppy delivers mid-December. We announce the engagement right after. Trust vests. We tragedy our way out of the marriage, accident, incompatibility, whatever. Kids hours. Elena. Legit air. Tragedy. My blood ran cold, then hot. Visions of accidents, a slip on subway stairs, tampered brakes on my ancient Civic. Paranoia? Maybe. But Jake's flips were legendary. Frat boy pranks turned corporate sabotage. Lovers discarded like yesterday's trades. He wasn't evil in a cartoon way. He was the American dream distilled, ruthless, relativistic, always one step from redemption or ruin. I countered with misdirection. Leaked a fake pregnancy complication story to a gossip site. Wall Street Wunderkind's baby mama in peril, watching Jake squirm as his boss called him in. He showed up at my door that night, eyes wild, a velvet box in hand. Marry me.
Pop.
For real this time. The ring. Princess cut. 2 carats. Screaming apology. I let him slip it on. Tears streaming, real ones. Damn it, then yanked it off, hurling it like a grenade. Too late. Harlan. You don't get the fairy tale after scripting the nightmare. He lunged, not violent, but desperate, grabbing my wrist. You don't understand. The family's dying out. This is survival. I twisted free, dialing 911 on speed dial. Cops came, chalked it up to domestic distress, but the report? Filed.
Damning.
Rita pounced, restraining order. Custody prelims. Jake slunk back to his pied a terra, but not before whispering, "You'll regret this."
Poppy.
The kid needs a father. Regret?
Nah.
Resolve. I dove deeper, unearthing the SEC skeleton. Those forged emails? Backups in his firm's server. Sloppy traces leading straight to him. Marty sweet-talked a source. The botched merger wasn't just bad luck. Jake had cooked the books. Siphoned funds to a Cayman shell for Elena's startup, a fintech darling poised to IPO. My fall? Collateral. To bury the trail. I'd gamble my rep for his getaway car. By Black Friday, I was a ghost in my own life, work furloughed for stress leave, friends picking sides like a custody war. My sister, Lena, the unflappable nurse, brewed tea and plotted with me. Expose him slow.
Pop.
Let the rot show. We mapped it. Feed crumbs to journalists. Time the feast for his birthday gala, black tie bash at the plaza. Evelyn's swan song for the dynasty. Tension coiled like a spring in my spine. Braxton Hicks turned real contractions. False alarm sending me to the ER twice. Jake's texts, a mix of pleas and threats. Veiled as concern. Babies due soon. Let me be there. I blocked. Unblocked. Toyed with him, sent a sonogram pic captioned, "Our future," watching him bite. Elena? She went radio silent after a concerned call. Poppy. Honey. Jake's unstable. Think of the child. Bitch had balls, I almost admired it. Then the flip, December 5th. A voicemail from an unknown. Evelyn. MS. Ellis. Let's talk. Off record. We met in a neutral cafe in Tribeca, her in cashmere, me in maternity jeans that smelled like desperation. She slid over a check, 7 figures. Walk away. Sign the NDA. The boy's a mess. But the bloodline? Sacred. I tore it up. Slow. Watching her Botox freeze. Tell Jake his placeholder's done playing. And your precious trust? It's about to get audited. Her eyes narrowed. First real emotion. You think you're the victim? We all carry sins.
Dear.
Yours was loving a mirage. She left a parting gift. A dossier on me. Old college pics. That DUI from spring break 15 I'd buried. Blackmail?
Cute.
But it fueled me. No one's clean in this game. As snow dusted the city, I felt the shift from victim to viper. The baby kicked harder. Like applause. Jake's birthday loomed. The plaza glittering like fool's gold. I'd crash it. Not with a scene, but a scalpel, docs, recordings, the works. Rita prepped the filings. Marty tailed the lovers. 1 week out. A scare, real labor. Too early. Hospital lights buzzed. Monitors beeping my fear. Jake showed, pale. Pacing the hall like a caged wolf. Poppy.
Please.
I was wrong. For a heartbeat, I wavered. Those eyes. That laugh. But then Lena whispered, "Remember the memos?" I nodded, signing him out. Alone again, plotting the endgame. The week before Jake's birthday was a fever dream of what-ifs and watch-me-nots. New York grinding on like it didn't care about my unraveling empire. Contractions ebbed, but the pressure? Unrelenting. I holed up in Lena's, drafting the takedown like a manifesto, timeline of the affair, SSC forgeries time-stamped, trust clauses dissected like a frog in bio class. Rita called it scorched earth light, enough to burn his bridges without torching mine. But deep down, I craved the blaze. Betrayal's a slow poison, revenge. The antidote with thorns. Jake escalated.
Of course.
Flowers turned to drive-bys, him loitering outside Lena's brownstone, holding a teddy bear like a white flag. For the nugget, He'd call up, voice cracking over the intercom. I watched from the window once, belly pressed to glass, wondering if the kid sensed his daddy's desperation. Americans love redemption arcs. Think prodigal son with a trust fund, but Jake's felt scripted. Lines fed by Elena's ambition or Evelyn's iron fist. Speaking of the Viper Nest, Marty caught them scheming at a Hampton safe house. Weekend retreat, disguised as strategy. Bug planted, risky. Borderline illegal. But fuck it, captured gold. Elena, marry her quick. Post-birth. Annul after the vesting. Baby stays with us. She gets a payout. Vanishes to Ohio. Jake hesitated. Audio crackled with it then. It's clean. No loose ends. Loose ends.
Me.
The word echoed in my nightmares, twisting with kicks that felt like Morse code. Fight.
Fight.
I flipped my own script. Leaked the affair to page 6, anonymous source. Wall Streeters baby bump lose. By Monday, Jake's inbox imploded. His boss, a grizzled vet named Hargrove, demanded a chat. I timed a call to Hargrove myself, read his blessing, playing the jilted mom card. Sir, it's not just personal. Those merger docs? I signed off blind. But Jake. Hook set. Hargrove grunted. We'll look into it. Small win. But it rattled Jake. He texted, what did you do? I replied with the emoji heart. Psychological warfare. Baby steps. Evelyn countered vicious. Private investigator on my tail. Digging up dirt on Lena's ex. Custody battles. Bad blood. A concerned letter arrived. Protect the family, or we expose your sister's lapses. Low blow. But I parried with my own PI play. Marty's network unearthed Evelyn's skeletons. Junior League scandals. A hushed 80s affair that birthed a half-sibling Jake never knew. Leverage stacked like Jenga, one pull, and the tower topples. Midweek. The real twist hit. A doctor's visit confirming preeclampsia whispers. Bed rest. Monitors. The works. Hospital admit loomed, but I refused. Too vulnerable. Too exposed. Instead, I mobilized. Lena on nurse duty. Rita on legal lockdown. Jake petitioned court for visitation. Paternal rights. The judge cooed. Granting supervised. Our first meeting. Neutral park in Prospect. Benches slick with December drizzle. He arrived bundled in Burberry. Eyes scanning like a hawk. I sat. Coat tented over the bump. Flanked by Marty in civvies. Poppy, he started. Voice low. This ends now. Marry me tomorrow. Courthouse.
Quick.
For the trust. Yeah. But for us. The ring reappeared, same one. Polished lies. I studied him. Crow's feet deepening. That boyish grin frayed. Part of me, the Ohio girl, the lover, ached. We'd danced in rain-slicked streets, shared hangovers and halcyon dawns. But the memos played in my head. Tragedy our way out.
Us.
I echoed. Voice steel. You mean your exit strategy? The kid as prop. Me as patsy. He leaned in. Desperate. I fucked up. Elena's nothing, a ladder rung. But you're the real deal. Flip number 47. Contrition to conquest. I stood. Slow. Handing him a folder, teaser docs. Merger fraud highlighted. Read it. Then ask again. His face drained. Paper trembling in the wind. Where'd you? Doesn't matter. Clock's ticking.
Jake.
Birthday's your deadline. Show up legit, or watch it all burn. He didn't chase, just sat, staring at the pages as I waddled away. Victory buzzed.
Bitter as black tea.
Back home, contractions spiked, real this time. Ambulance lights flashing Queen streets. Lena holding my hand. Our chaos, IVs, monitors, the fetal heartbeat a defiant drum. Jake burst in hours later. How? Bribed staff, wild-eyed. Elena trailing like a shadow in Louboutins. I'm here, he gasped, gripping the rail. Nurses shoot her out, protocol. But her eyes met mine, cold calculation, no pity. Labor stalled, false alarm again, but the confrontation ignited. Alone with him in the dim room, machines beeping our standoff. I unloaded. You framed me.
Jake.
The SEC shit? My career's ash because of you. He deflated, head in hands. It was panic. The firm. Hargrove had it out for me. I thought we'd build back better. Tears real? Crocodile? I love you.
Pop.
Still do. The flip, villain to victim. Seamless as a stock pivot. I let him stay the night, curled in the recliner, our hands linked over the bedrail. Dawn broke, gray and unforgiving. Go, I whispered. Fix it. Or I will. He kissed my forehead, last tender lie, and vanished. Elena waited in the hall, arms slipping through his. Partners in crime.
Till the end.
Discharged by noon. I plotted the gala crash. The plaza, chandeliers dripping wealth. Guests in tuxes toasting Harlan legacy. My entry. +1 invite swiped from Jake's email. Black gowns stretched over the bump like armor. Rita's team on standby, servers with projectors. Lawyers lurking. Twist brewing. Anonymous donor to the SEC tip line. Docs routed through a VPN. But as snow fell thicker, doubt crept. Was I the monster now, punishing a child for daddy's sins? The baby shifted. Silent jury. Birthday eve. Elena called, blocked number. He's proposing tonight.
To me.
Walk away.
Poppy.
Take the check. Laughter bubbled.
Dark.
Tell him I said mazel tov. And watch your back.
Click.
Rage purified, no more half measures. Contractions twinged the real deal.
Creeping.
Hospital bag packed. But gala first. Revenge or the baby? American women juggle both. Why not me? December 15th dawned brutal. Wind howling off the Hudson. My water breaking in the cab to the plaza like a cosmic joke. Go! I gasped to the driver. Tipping wild, labor's no time for haggling. Lena on speed dial. En route. Hold on, sis. But I wouldn't. Not till the mask ripped free. Plaza lobby glittered, crystal and caviar. Air thick with perfume and pretense. Guests milled. Wall Street wolves. Socialites with trust funds thicker than their Botox. Evelyn held court by the grand staircase. Pearls gleaming like nooses. I slipped in, gown whispering secrets, hand cradling the bump like a grenade. Contractions gripped, 5 minutes apart, but adrenaline numbed it. Spotted Jake across the ballroom, tucked sharp, Elena on his arm, ring flashing on her finger. The proposal? Already done. Whispers confirmed, knee bent in a private suite upstairs. Evelyn's blessing sealed. Trust vesting at midnight. Toast to follow. My cue. Marty nodded from the bar, tech primed. I wove through. Smile plastered, nodding at half-familiar faces. Poppy, the editor. A tipsy exec slurred. Heard about the drama. Small talk as shrapnel. Jake clocked me mid-laugh. Face paling. Pop. What the? Elena's grip tightened, eyes daggers. Security, she hissed. But too late, I tapped my phone. Projector's word to life on the far wall. Gala screens hijacked. My manifesto beaming. Merger docs. Forged emails. A fair pics blurred for taste. Gasps rippled. Phones whipped out. Recording the roast. Ladies and gentlemen. My voice boomed. Mike swiped from the bandstand. Bold. Belly forward. To the Harlans. Legacy built on lies. Jake framed me for his crimes. Use me as broodmare for your fortune. Elena? Accomplice in love and larceny. Crowd polarized instant. Murmurs of scandal, clashing with she's unhinged. Jake lunged on stage. Face thunder. Stop this. For the baby. I sidestepped. Contractions doubling me. Warm trickle down my leg. Water. Again. The baby's here.
Jake.
Witness your failure. Chaos erupted. Evelyn screeching for lights. Hargrove storming out mid-call to feds. Elena bolted, skirt hiking, heels clacking, but Marty blocked. Serving papers, civil suit, fraud claims. Jake grabbed my arm, pleading. Poppy.
Please.
I can fix. Flip final. Desperation to denial. You're ruining everything. Sirens wailed distant. My labor. Or cops.
Both.
As it turned out. Security swarmed. I collapsed into them. Breath ragged. Hospital. Now. Jake followed in the ambulance. Elena's calls ignored. Evelyn's empire fracturing via live tweets. Ride blurred. Pain. His hand in mine. Enemy or anchor? I'm sorry, he whispered. Over the whale. Truly. I squeezed back. Ambiguous. Prove it. Labor ward at Mount Sinai. Fluorescent hell. Nurses buzzing. Poppy Jr., we named her later, arrived at 11:47 p.m., screaming into a world of what-nows. Jake held her first, tears streaming. That boyish grin reborn. She's perfect. Elena, hauled by SEC at the plaza. Cuffs clicking like karma. Evelyn, disinherited Jake in a midnight fax. But the trust? Contested. My suit tying it in knots. Twist drop dawn. Paternity test. Rushed, not his. IVF mix-up 6 months back. Donor sperm from the clinic glitch. Bean was mine alone. Biologically. Jake's empire? Crumbled on a lie twice over. He flipped one last time. Rage to release. I built this on sand. Signed over rights. Vanished to find himself. Last I heard. Bartending in Key West. Elena's startup sued to dust.
Me?
Custody ironclad. Book deal brewing. Placeholder no more. My tell-all. Happy? Debatable. I won the war. But scars linger. Trust shattered. A daughter, asking someday. Who was daddy? Polarizing end. Villain redeemed too late. Or hero who burned it all. Readers will argue me. I rock the kid to sleep in our Brooklyn brownstone. Skyline winking forgiveness. Revenge tasted sweet. Then ash. But freedom? That's the real American dream.